Now, amid the standoff with India, Canada Defence Minister speak on the ties we have. He said that we have reached out, of course, to the Indian government. We have spoken to our allies as well, deeply concerned by the credible evidence that we have received, intelligence that we have been privy to. The Indo-Pacific region, including our relationship with India, is important to us, but also standing up for the international rules-based order and ensuring that we defend our sovereignty and our citizens is our first priority. This is the word coming in from Canadian Defence Minister. This is the major breaking news coming in as far as the standoff between India and Canada is concerned. As amid the standoff with India, Canada Defence Minister actually spoke about their ties with India. He has said, and I'm going to quote him here, that we have reached out, of course, to the Indian government. We have spoken to our allies, deeply concerned by the credible evidence that we have received, intelligence that we have been privy to. The Indo-Pacific region, including our relationship with India, is important to us, but also standing up for the international rules-based order and ensuring that we defend our sovereignty and our citizen remains our first priority. To give us more details about what exactly did he say, I have CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha joining me live on the broadcast. Abhishek, a very good morning to you. Could you explain the word coming in from Canadian Defence Minister, also him shedding light on India and Canada's relationship at the current moment?
Just to Bill there, the Canadian Defence Minister was speaking to Global Times, the Canadian news outlet, and during those conversations, he talked about how this Nijjar killing issue has impacted India-Canada relationship. He did say that, the most interesting part was that when he was asked about this Nijjar killing and the kind of evidences that Canada has, he said that if these allegations are proven true, the kind of thing is that the cabinet ministers in the Trudeau government, they are also not very sure whether the evidences or the allegations that have been leveled against India will be found true, and they are still unsure about it. And the kind of escalation that Canada has done without having enough evidences, or at least understanding enough evidences, or sharing it with the cabinet minister, has that they have expelled a senior Indian diplomat, and they have created this huge India-Canada diplomatic war that has been almost unprecedented in the recent years. In fact, since the 1980s, ever since that Kanishka plane bombing. But then there are other issues also that he touched upon. He said that Indo-Pacific strategy continues like it was, and India remains a good partner. But then providing security and safety and ensuring a rule-based law is priority for them. And any Canadian, if he's killed on the Canadian soil, how to protect that is their priority. So that has been a very standard line of Canadian government. The Trudeau himself has also said that he's not trying to provoke anybody, he's not trying to create a rift in the relationship, but the priority for them is to ensure the safety of Canadians on the Canadian soil. They have not been touching upon the background of the person, whether he was a terrorist, whether he was involved in anti-India activities, whether he was a secessionist movement propagator, whether he was trying to annex India and creating a rift between Indian communities living in Canada, especially Hindu and Sikh. These are the important issues that Canadian government and the minister are conveniently trying to look away from.
Well, definitely, Abhishek, I'll request you to please hold on because we have some political reactions coming in on the same. Let's take a look.
जी बिल्कुल होना चाहिए। ये आदमी बहुत ही नफरत फैलाने का काम करता है। ये जिस तरह से इन्होंने पिछले दिनों में भी खास तौर पर इसने एक इतना बड़ा हिंदू और सिख में भी एक खाई खोदने की कोशिश की, और ऐसे आतंकी जो कि आईएसआई जो हमारे सबसे बड़ी दुश्मन है, अगर मैं मानता हूं पंजाब का कोई सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन है, पंजाबियत का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन है, तो वो पाकिस्तान और आईएसआई है। हमारे बच्चों को नशत परोसते हैं, आतंक परोसते हैं, बेगुनाह लोगों को मरवाते हैं, और ऐसे लोगों से पैसे लेकर अपने ही लोगों के खिलाफ साजिशें रचना, ऐसे आदमी की तो जब्त पहले से हो जानी चाहिए थी। अच्छा हुआ और भी कोई बची हो तो वो भी ढूंढ के जब्त करनी चाहिए।
I believe it's a very baseless information, because India had never been involved in such activities. India has always condemned Pakistan-backed militancy. India is the one country which is victim of militancy, and India have been calling international community to define the definition of a terrorist. So far, no proper response have come. I think he has become, must have been the target of one of these other militant Khalistani group, because they have fights also among themselves.
देखिए, ये जो आरोप है एक तरह से ज़्यादा नया नहीं है, क्योंकि कुछ दिनों पहले ही ये बात क्लियर हो गई थी। कनाडा ने खुद कहा था, शायद ट्रूडो ने ही, कि मैंने जो ये चार्ज लगाए इंडिया के ऊपर, ये केवल कैनेडियन इंटेलिजेंस ही नहीं, इसमें हमें एक आउट ऑफ द 5 आइज कंट्रीज़ की इंटेलिजेंस की भी मदद मिली है। तो 5 आइज ये 5 कंट्रीज़ हैं जो आपस में इंटेलिजेंस पूरी शेयर करती हैं, कनाडा, अमेरिका, इंग्लैंड, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, न्यूजीलैंड। तो इसका मतलब था कि इन चारों में से बाकी में से किसी ने इंटेलिजेंस शेयर करी। दावा डेफिनेटली ये बहुत ही बड़ा दावा है, बहुत सीरियस इस मैटर को बना देता है। देखिए, ये जो 5 देश हैं ये आपस में फुल्ली कोऑपरेट करते हैं इंटेलिजेंस को लेकर। तो ये इन दोनों में से किसी एक ने शायद दी है ट्रूडो को इन्फॉर्मेशन। तो ये दावा चौंकाने वाला है, परेशान करने वाला है, सबके लिए परेशानी खड़ी कर देगा ये।
कनाडा की धरती पर कुछ ऐसे तत्व जो केवल मुट्ठी भर हैं, वो अलगाववाद की बात करते हैं। मैंने इस मंच से मांग की है कनाडा सरकार से कि वो उन अलगाववादी तत्वों पर अंकुश लगाए। और ये समय है, हमारे वहां जो भाई शांति प्रिय हैं, हिंदू भाई हैं, हमारे सिख भाई हैं, जो भारत की विचारधारा, बहुलतावादी संस्कृति की, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की, उसमें विश्वास रखते हैं, हमारे विद्यार्थी वहां पढ़ रहे हैं, उनके साथ खड़े होने का समय है। लेकिन मैं कनाडा सरकार से कहना चाहूंगा कि कुछ मुट्ठी भर जो लोग माहौल बिगाड़ने का काम कर रहे हैं, उन पर जल्दी से अंकुश लगाए, उन पर कार्रवाई करे। भारत जो है सदैव शांति में विश्वास करता है, सद्भावना में विश्वास करता है। भारत पूरी दुनिया को एक परिवार के रूप में मानता है।
Well, I have CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra joining me live on the broadcast as well. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Siddhant, this protest that we are talking about that has now erupted against Zelensky and Justin Trudeau there on Canadian soil, is it because of the aid that has been given by Canada to Ukraine as $650 million?
Well, that's right, Sakshi. So perhaps this was the second meeting of Justin Trudeau and Zelensky in Canada, and perhaps Zelensky was invited to the House of Commons. He was honored. He was allowed to speak. But the mistake that Canada committed, or perhaps I could say that there was lack of verification, or it could be a deliberate attempt by Canada, because nobody knows what goes on in Mr. Trudeau's mind. So that a former Nazi, perhaps somebody who worked with the Nazi groups in the World War II, was honored, was invited to the House of Commons, and that perhaps has not gone really well with Justin Trudeau's Canada's NATO ally and also European partners. Now, Sakshi, I would give you an overall view of Canada's foreign policy failures. First, they have falsely implicated India and derailed the Indo-Pacific strategy. Sakshi, you also understand the importance of Indo-Pacific and the way Europe and the other countries are heavily investing in this one theater. Number two, Canada has heard the sentiments of Jews by inviting, by welcoming and honoring former Nazi in the House of Commons. And perhaps that could affect Canada's relations with Israel. Third,
Siddhant,
and the most recent one is the Poland.
Siddhant, I will request you to please pause for a moment. I want to ask you the literal Nazi angle that you just mentioned. What exactly happened there?
Yes, the former Nazi who fought World War II and